All right, you guys, the time is finally here. We finally got the new Vargo 52 assault rifle that has been promised to us from Treyarch. So if you guys aren't aware, Treyarch is going to be working on updates this year in 2022, and I'm absolutely excited because, I mean, let's just be honest, this is just my opinion. I'm not really enjoying Vanguard. In fact, I haven't touched Vanguard since they came out with the new weapons, but I have been playing some Cold War. I've been waiting for this update, and today's video is basically going to be a get to know it type of video for the new Vargo 52. So we're going to go over pure stats, and we're going to go into the nitty gritty, you know, what's the best barrel to use for the fastest hit detection, best attachment combo for recoil control, as well as some base stats of, you know, the TTK of the weapon, and also a class recommendation for you guys to use. So hopefully after watching this video, you guys are going to know what exactly to use on this gun. And if you guys do enjoy the content and you guys want to support, make sure to leave a like. I'd really appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe to make your way back to the channel. Join TurboMan today. Make it official, because we're going to be making some new Cold War videos in 2022. Absolutely really excited for this, and I hope you guys are too. Let me know down below in the comments if you are hyped about this as well. So I'll see you guys in the video.
It's turbo time.
All right, you guys, so the first thing that I thought is the most important thing to talk about here is if the Vargo is a fast killing assault rifle. That's obviously what we want to know, especially since this is a brand new assault rifle that they're introducing a year later. Is this gun going to be worth it for you to use? So I went ahead and did my testing for my time to kill, and that is why you see this graph here. It's color coordinated beautifully, and as you can see, we can have all our assault rifles here listed at the top. So we got the XM4, QBZ, Krig, 𝗧𝗧, AK-47, FFAR1, 𝗧𝗧, the C58, EM2, Grav, and Vargo. Wow, that is a lot of assault rifles here, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be adding more throughout the year. So, I mean, hopefully, you know, one can hope, but I'm probably expecting an SMG next. Anyways, the Vargo is here in purple. So, here we have the Vargo. The TTK is at 300 millisecond time to kill. Now, where does this stand in comparison to the other assault rifles in the game? So previously, I would say the meta or fastest killing assault rifle weapons would be the AK-47 as well as the 𝗧𝗧-83. So you have the 𝗧𝗧-83 right here, 300 millisecond time to kill with an absolute insane range of 63 meters. So you have to keep in mind, this is the base stats only, and the Vargo does compete as far as time to kill against the 𝗧𝗧 and the AK-47. You just can't see it here because they literally have the same exact range with each other. All three of these assault rifles all have the same time to kill at 300 millisecond time to kill. So that's why you also do not see the AK-47, since it is right here in gray. There it is right there. AK-47, 400 millisecond time to kill up to this range. Now, stat-wise, the FFAR1 is technically the fastest killing assault rifle, only up to 12 meters. So, I mean, obviously you can only use this up in close range. However, I would definitely recommend using the Vargo as well as the 𝗧𝗧 and the AK-47 because they do have the fastest TTKs up to this at least 38 meter range, which is sufficient enough in real life situations, because most of the maps that they are coming out with are pretty much short to medium range maps anyway. Now, another thing I do want to point out about the Vargo in comparison to the AK-47 is the fact that it has a faster TTK at longer ranges. So as you can see here, the Vargo has a 375 millisecond time to kill from 40 meters and beyond, and it actually does line up with the 𝗧𝗧-83 eventually. So keep in mind, when you do put on certain attachments on the Vargo, which we are going to go over a little bit, is going to be the VDV reinforced. When you put that on, it's going to extend this TTK of 300 milliseconds all the way out to around 70 or so meters. So this is actually really insane because this is definitely going to outplay the 𝗧𝗧-83 and also the AK-47. So let's just say that this TTK is going to be pretty much a big factor of whether or not this gun is going to be worth it for you to grind and try to use this gun. So that's pretty much it for the TTK. Let's go ahead and talk about some bullet velocity. All right, so the next important thing that I felt should be discussed here is the bullet velocity that these barrels have to offer. Now, the reason why bullet velocity is important, especially in Cold War, is because there is bullet drop. So if you're firing a weapon that has very low bullet velocity, such as an SMG, you will find that it's going to be difficult to shoot moving targets, especially with a fast-paced shooter like Cold War. You're going to feel like it's your internet that's lagging. You're going to get some hit markers, and your shots are not going to hit as instantly. So that's why bullet velocity is super important, and I've done thousands of tests. Okay, not thousands, but at least like enough tests throughout the year of Cold War when it first launched to update you guys throughout the year and let you guys know whether or not these certain barrels do work as intended. Now, long story short, the barrels on the assault rifles tend to work as intended. So let me give you an example here. So here we have all our barrels that are offered for the Vargo, and it shows us the velocity. The stats are taken from the game. You know, it literally shows you the stats here as far as bullet velocity. So the velocity is like 1400 for the Liberator, for example, 1162, and then here's the percentage. So there are some instances when I was testing the SMGs that it would say, hey, we get 100% bullet velocity. And then as soon as I tested it in a private match, it did not move up to par. So that's why the testing is super important and crucial, because we don't want to be using a barrel that gives us false information saying, oh, this gives you 100% bullet velocity, so therefore this barrel should be able to shoot our opponents as fast as possible. So obviously that is why I went ahead and tested it. But like I said, assault rifles tend to not have that. So as far as the Vargo goes and its bullet velocity and the hit detection, this was tested at 120 meters. Now, I know there's going to be, you know, someone out there that's going to say, oh, Turbo, you know, you're testing on, you know, 60 FPS. This is not accurate at all. Well, my response is that it doesn't matter. What matters is that you literally have the results here. If that were the case, then tell me why the values between all of these barrels that I tested, why are they vastly different? You know, of course, we have these two that are the same, but again, if you look at the bullet velocity, those numbers are, you know, pretty much in the same range. So anyways, that's all I have to say to that. Long story short, we just want to know which barrels are going to give us the best results for hit detection. So anyways, the best results here are obviously going to be the Liberator barrel as well as the Task Force barrel. So needless to say, they do what they say they do in game, so they can be trusted. So I did add some pros and cons here so that you guys can be able to determine whether or not it's worth it for you guys to use, because I'm here to just relay the information to you guys, and you guys can just build your setups based on what I have here. So as far as the pros go for using the reinforced barrel, you can extend that TTK out to 76 meters. So that means you get 300 millisecond time to kill up to 76 meters. Obviously, this is probably going to be most people's best bet, and that's going to be mine as well. But if you're looking for a closer range build, then you can either go with the Task Force or the Liberator. However, with the Task Force, you do get an accuracy and less ammo negative to it. As far as the Liberator barrel, you do not get a range extension at all. It stays at the base range at 38 meters. So there's a lot to consider here, whereas the Task Force barrel, you do get a bit of a range increase, just a little bit, but not as much as the reinforced barrel. So you kind of have to pick your poison here. But me personally, I think I'm going to go with the reinforced barrel because we get to extend that TTK to 76 meters, so that way I get more of a versatile weapon and we have no reduction to our accuracy. And also we get to keep our ammo size. And the only thing is that you get a minor speed reduction, which is definitely doable to deal with. So this is my bullet velocity stats. All right, so now let's talk about some recoil patterns here and what the base recoil pattern looks like on the Vargo 52. So here you can tell that the vertical recoil is pretty high up here. So what I'm looking for when I'm making an attachment combo to control that recoil as much as possible is to try to mitigate whatever its weakness looks like. So right here, to me, it looks like it's vertical. So obviously I'm going to be looking for attachments that are going to mitigate that as much as possible. But anyways, all this stuff right here is for you guys to look at, just so you guys can get a visual of what are attachments worth using in order to control recoil. And I also do have a few recoil pattern combinations here in case you guys are curious what they would look like. So personally, I felt the KGB Eliminator was the best attachment to use to go ahead and control some recoil. And then we took it a step further and also tested out the underbarrel. So we got the foregrip, 𝗧𝗏 grip, and 𝗧𝗏 speed grip. So out of these, I chose to go with the KGB and the 𝗧𝗏𝗏 grip, mainly because, I mean, look at this recoil pattern. This is the tightest, cleanest recoil pattern that we have here out of all of our attachments. So pretty much a basic, simple explanation there. But like I said, you can use this information and use it to your own disposal and make your own builds. But for me personally, I would definitely recommend this attachment combo right here. All right, so now that you guys are familiar with all the statistics of this weapon, now let's go over a complete class setup that I do recommend. Now, keep in mind, I just want to put a disclaimer out there that the attachments that I showed you throughout the various data that I've gathered through my testing, it's all personal preference of whether or not you want to go ahead and follow that advice. But I left all of my data there for you guys to go ahead and pick how you want to build your weapons. Okay, so if it was me, this is the exact combo that I would use. So starting off with the muzzle, we're going to be using the KGB Eliminator. Like I was saying before, this gave me the best results as far as bullet spread and the best chance at eliminating recoil. So that's why I'm going with the KGB Eliminator. Now for the barrel, we're going to go with the VDV Reinforced. Remember, I was talking about extending our TTK out to 76 meters, and this is going to be very advantageous in certain situations, especially on maps that are longer range. Even in close range maps, this is still going to help out. We don't lose out on recoil control, and also we get to keep a lot of our ammo. The only difference here is that we do lose a bit of speed, but that's okay. You know, it's not really noticeable. It's not big at all. So that's why I'm able to just deal with the cons of this attachment. Now, you do have a choice of going with the Liberator barrel. You could go with the Liberator barrel if you want. You guys seen the stats. Task Force barrel is also an option as well, but keep in mind, you are going to be dealing with less ammo as well as less recoil. So you're going to have to be a little bit more experienced and also go into the mindset of using this attachment if you're going to go that route, and having that mindset of approaching the enemy at close range engagements at all times. That way you don't have any difficulties controlling that recoil. So always keep that in mind. It's very, very important. It's your mindset of how you're going to approach the game, the map size that you're on. All right, now underbarrel, I'm going with the 𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗏 grip. Remember, I told you guys in that recoil comparison portion of the video that this is going to be the best combination with the KGB Eliminator to get the best recoil possible. Magazine, this is personal preference, but I feel like you definitely do need a magazine. If you take this off, you're only going to be left with 30 rounds. 40 rounds is my personal preference, although I might change it. Maybe I might go with 40 round speed mag, or I might go with the VDV 50 round fast mag and just, you know, bite the bullet, so to speak, because we do lose some 25% aim down sight time. This portion of this video is optional. You can use whatever you want to. Just keep in mind of the cons and your play style. Now for the handle, I'm going to go with the Serpent wrap, mainly because of that sprint to fire time. You don't get a reduction in sprint to fire time as much as you would with something like the GRU elastic wrap or the 𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗏 field grip. So sprint to fire time to me is very important. So I'm trying to minimize that as much as I possibly can. Now, if you don't really care too much about aim down sight speed, you can remove the handle and also go with either the KGB skeletal stock, or you can go with something like the no stock to increase your sprint to fire time. So again, go with this attachment if you have the mindset of going in with a, you know, a very aggressive mentality. You're going to play up close and personal, then this attachment is going to be better suited for you. And then you can go ahead and sacrifice not using a handle. So either go with a stock or you either go with a handle. You know, the choice is up to you. So like I said, guys, just use the information from this video to your advantage and build your class setup accordingly. I'm here to simply give you guys the information, and you can just play around with whatever build you would like to use. So anyways, guys, that is it for my stat portion of this Vargo 52. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Leave a like, it is definitely appreciated, and make sure to subscribe to make your way back to more Call of Duty content. I will definitely be doing a gameplay of using the class setup and enjoying the new maps that Cold War has to offer this year. Pretty damn excited about it. So hopefully you guys see you in the next video, and I'll see you soon. Yo, if you guys are always on your computer all day, or you like to game for long sessions, definitely check out gameradvantage.com for these blue light blocking glasses. Quite literally, the best blue light glasses that you can ever find on the market. Make sure to check out gameradvantage.com and just learn more about it, man. There's so many benefits to keeping your eyes nice and healthy. You won't feel that strain at the end of the day, and you'll go to sleep like a baby at the end of the day, and that's the best part. You won't feel tired at all. Definitely check out gameradvantage.com. Use code TURBO at checkout.